Embark on an unforgettable journey through Egypt with Hues of Africa and Soul Journey Travel. Discover the wonders of this ancient land with our expertly curated itinerary, from the majestic pyramids of Giza to the tranquil waters of the Nile. Immerse yourself in the rich history and vibrant culture of Egypt. Book now and use discount code VICTOR2024 to save $100 off your trip. Single and dual occupancy options available with flexible payment plans. Visit our website for more details and start your adventure today.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dude's holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
I don't know what your thought is, but my thought is this. Football is back. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sitting here in this nice Arizona weather, although I'm in my house because it's like 90-something degrees already. It's only 10 o'clock. It's 100 degrees, and it's 10 o'clock. But I'm enjoying myself. Great football took place Thursday and Friday. Amazing things, as well as a possible season-ending injury. I'm just saying, I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but I can tell you right now, it didn't look good. If you look at the slow-mo, if you remember what happened to Aaron Rodgers last year, 4 plays in where they showed the pop of the Achilles. Well, there's a close-up of what happened with Jordan Love's knee, not his ankle. And it does not look good, especially the way he was writhing in pain on the ground. But we're going to talk about that and a lot more today. We're going to go over the preview for the rest of the week or weekend. And of course, with me is my co-host, JT ATM Money, who was shaking his head because he thinks I'm going to attack him over Jordan Love. I'm actually not, but we'll see what happens. Go ahead, JT. How you be?
I'd be all right.
You'll be all right. Why you seem so solemn now?
I'm not solemn. I'm just taking Saturday in, waiting for Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Thursday night. Baltimore, Kansas City by a toe. Kansas City wins. And I think Baltimore, they showed John Harbaugh saying go for 2. Had they did that, I think they would have gotten the 2 points and won the game. But I don't know if that was the prudent thing to do had they got the touchdown.
It's irrelevant.
Say again?
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant, however,
it's irrelevant.
Well, again, to you, it's irrelevant. But I'm bringing it up because I want to talk about it. So, talk about the game.
It's your
how
word.
the game was, how it came down to that one play. Tell me your thoughts about it.
It's irrelevant. That's my answer. It's irrelevant. It don't make a difference. That to me, and I'll put it this way. I've said this so many times, but as a fellow Torian, you hard-headed and you never listen. It is what it is. Baltimore with Lamar will never beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody has a ceiling, and the ceiling is below Kansas City.
You just said Baltimore with Lamar will never be Kansas City.
Never, ever. 1-5 against Kansas City.
So that means they've beaten them.
They will never beat Kansas City. Let me put it this way: they've beaten them once. Okay, it never. You're right. Okay, one time. Hello. Did it ever count when they beat Kansas City? No.
It always counts, but you mean does it get them to the Super Bowl? It didn't get them to the Super Bowl.
They'll never. Lamar is 1-5 against Kansas City. 1-5 against Kansas City.
Okay, but we can get to that. But I wanted you to break down the game. But you're saying it's irrelevant, so that shows you don't care about.
Well, let me put it this way. I didn't care about if he's going for 2 because it didn't get to that. He didn't have to. He couldn't go to 2.
That's not the whole game. I understand how I framed it, but I ended by saying talk about the game, not the last play.
It didn't surprise me because when it comes down to is can Lamar make a play when he needs to, and ever since Patrick Mahomes been in the league going against Lamar or Lamar going against Kansas City, he hasn't been able to make that play. And you can make all excuses that you want. MVP twice, okay. He hasn't been able to make that play when it counts. He had 2 plays to make, and he didn't make it. Okay. Everybody has a ceiling. The ceiling for Lamar is below Pat Mahomes. To me, he's won 1 game. He's not going to beat Pat Mahomes. As long as Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes, he's never going to beat him. Never going to beat him.
Okay. I promise you, when that day happens, and I think it'll be this year. No. Because I got Kansas City winning the Super Bowl. So I can't say it. It'll happen this year. But next year.
You just proved my point.
Well, because I picked Kansas City. Listen, they're not going to play again. And if they play again, it'll be the AFC Championship game.
You just proved my point.
But since I picked Kansas City to win the Super Bowl, I can't have Baltimore win. But that doesn't mean Baltimore won't win.
Let me put it. Come on, Vic. You're trying to talk out of both sides of your mouth here.
No.
Come on.
You are a hater of Lamar.
You just said and when they meet in the championship, and then you backtracked and said, "Oh, I can't say that because I say Kansas City."
No, I said they can meet in the championship, but I picked Kansas City to win the Super Bowl. But that does not mean that Baltimore won't beat them. Just because I picked them to go to the Super Bowl doesn't mean. Just because I picked Kansas City to go to the Super Bowl does not mean they're going to go to the Super Bowl. You're
talking about both sides of your mouth. You just picked Kansas City to win, so Baltimore can't possibly beat Kansas City.
Jerry, I'm not talking about sides of my mouth. What I'm saying is there's a probability that Baltimore can beat them. Though I picked Kansas City to win the Super Bowl.
Well, then that's talking to both sides of your mouth. You're saying, they'll beat them, but I picked Kansas City to win the Super Bowl. Okay, if they meet sometime in the if they meet sometime in the playoffs, and you pick Kansas City to go to the Super Bowl, does that mean they beat Kansas City? No.
No. Again, my desire and prediction might not match what actually happens. That's what that says. That's not talking out the side of my mouth. That's just speaking reality.
Okay.
All that says is, Deshaun Watson's going to be a good quarterback if he ever gets his stuff together.
Don't deflect. I'm
using it as an example. I'm using it as an example.
Would you tell me we're talking about this? We're talking about this. Okay, we're not talking about something else.
Again, but what did you do? I told you talk about the game, and you went off on a whole different tangent.
Well, that's part of the game.
You went off on something else.
That's part of the game.
No, it's not. That is not part of the game. Saying Lamar Jackson will never beat Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs is not part of what
wait a minute. But I set this up. And you fell right into it.
I actually set it up.
No, I set it up.
You are such a hater of Lamar.
When you asked me, what do you think about that?
The game.
And I told you, this is how I set it up. I said it doesn't surprise me because
you said it's irrelevant first.
Because
it's irrelevant.
Wait a minute, Victor, stop it. When I said irrelevant, I said about going for 2. That's exactly what I said.
But then I said exactly, and I said no. Don't talk about the one play at the end of the game. Talk about the game, and you said it's irrelevant.
No.
It doesn't matter because Lamar will never beat Pat.
That's right.
What you said.
That's talking about the game. That's talking about the game. I said I'm not surprised.
Hey, Chris, can you help me?
This is what I said.
Can you help me with your boy?
Don't even go someplace.
Come on, Chris.
Come on, stop, man, stop.
Oh my God. Okay.
What I said was this. I said that it doesn't surprise me because Lamar will never beat Pat Mahomes.
Yes, but that doesn't talk about the flow of the game.
And I also said everybody has a ceiling, and Lamar's ceiling is below Pat Mahomes, and that's talking about the game. So I don't know what you're talking about.
That doesn't talk about because in all actuality, Lamar outplayed Patrick.
I don't care. He didn't play him. Okay. You want to say?
You want to say the ceiling for Lamar is lower than what you're saying is the team.
He's always been that. Look, Chris, put that up. Put that up. Please put that up. Please put that up. I want you to put this up because this is what I'm going to say about that. Put it up.
No.
Oh, okay. What I'm going to say, Chris Elder. This is what Chris Elder said. I have never been.
I can always hide it.
Okay, but Lamar is only one player away from destiny. Let me put it this way: he's been like that ever since he's been playing Pat Mahomes, and it's the same story. Just a sequel every time he plays Pat Mahomes.
So
I could care less if he outplays him. He's got to outplay me
This is what I'm getting to. And what I was hoping you would go down, but you have a personal beef versus Lamar, and it shows.
I have no personal.
I wanted you to talk about how possibly. I didn't tell you what to talk about because I'm not going to tell you what to talk about. But I was hoping you would go down the path of they used the same game plan as they did in the AFC Championship game last year, where it was Lamar running and trying to throw the ball. They used Derrick Henry sparingly. Derrick Henry had 15 carries, but he also saw the field, for 15 minutes? So basically a quarter, while the other running back, who only got 1 carry, was on the field for the bulk of the game. And the game was close. So to have Derrick Henry, and this is what I mean by analysis of a game, not your personal feeling about Pat versus him. The analysis is what happened in the game was, in my opinion, you had
Let's talk about the game plan.
You had one team that went by the playbook they used last year that didn't work, and they lost by 7. Another team that incorporated more running than they did in the past, played better defense without L'Jarius Sneed, I felt anyway. But the added weapon of Xavier Worthy was a major upgrade from Kadarius Toney, who they had, and Skylar. I forgot his name. No, you don't get to tout it now. You know why you don't get to tout it now? Because you didn't bring it up when I asked you about the game. So we're not going to talk about this no more because you didn't. No.
We're not finished talking about the game.
No. I'm talking about the game.
I'll see you later.
I'm talking about the game, guys.
You trying to shut
and the game
we didn't finish talking about the game.
Players. What happens is when you have these different aspects of the game, you can break the game down. Not just say he has a ceiling and he won't pass Patrick. I mean, come on, dude. I'm asking you to break the game down.
Okay.
Not just one player.
Can I finish talking about the game?
Well, I already said about the game. I already said I'm moving on to the next game because we spent
Move on.
15 minutes.
Move on.
Spent 15 minutes talking about that.
Move on.
But that's what I was looking for.
Let's go. Move on.
So let's talk about what happened last night. Now, I'm going to put it this way, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw the game. The field in Brazil was terrible. In my opinion, it was terrible. But Green Bay was able to play better on it because it's the same type of field that's in Lambeau Field, according to the prognosticators and the analysts. So you didn't see them slipping and sliding as much. They did. Jalen Hurts does not have to win every game anymore. He does not have to. Saquon Barkley had 3 touchdowns, 1 in the air, 2 on the ground. But then what you saw was Green Bay and Love and Reed. Wow. Love and Reed are like this. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Watson dropped a couple balls, a touchdown he should have held on to. Wicks couldn't catch. Musgrave got maybe 1 or 2 catches. Jair Alexander was getting beat all game. He gets 1 interception, though. The surprising factor for me was that the Philadelphia linebacker core, Nakobe Dean, who everybody said was undersized, who, by the way, made sure that David, I forgot the kid's name that left Tampa Bay and went to Philly, was inactive. All this was a back and forth fight. What I saw was the future of Green Bay go down with 2 plays left in the game with a possible severe knee injury. I brought this up at the top of the show where if you see the slow motion of it, you see that left knee pop. And real time, he's on the ground wincing and doing all this other stuff and limping off the field with the help of trainers. What I also saw was that either Green Bay's offensive line isn't that good because Josh Jacobs wasn't getting off, or B, Philadelphia's defensive line and linebacker core is really good from what they did in that game. 2 very, very entertaining games to begin the season. Your thoughts on the Philly-Green Bay game?
To me, it started off like a preseason game. It was sloppy. To me, it started off as a preseason game. The problem was inconsistent play from the Green Bay receiving core, dropping passes. That was a problem. Guys wide open and they were dropping passes. And we're inconsistent. They couldn't stop the run, okay? Especially Saquon. It was tale of 2 halves. Green Bay had the first half. Philly took over the second half. That's when guys got tired on Green Bay's side, and Saquon was able to capitalize on that. Mid-season, if they meet again, and they won't meet again in mid-season because they're not division rivals, I think it would be a different story. From what I understand, it's not an ACL. It could be something else, but it's not an ACL. And we'll see what happens. He may come back in a few weeks, depending on the severity of if it's a high ankle sprain or if it's a more severe knee injury. But I don't think his season is over. But there's a possibility he may be out for a short amount of time. But it was a tale of two halves. Philly was fumbles, getting and slipping. And most of them were slipping the whole game, but Philly seemed like they had a lot of problems slipping, and in the first half. And I guess they changed their cleats to more of what that was better for the surface that we're playing on. They seem to come out better with halftime adjustments and made the better of it, and that's how they won the game.
Okay. Your thoughts about now? I said this in a chat group I'm in last night. If Saquon were on that Phillies team, Philadelphia Eagles team, at the same time DeAndre Swift was there instead of DeAndre Swift, I think Philly wins the Super Bowl easily. I think that the offensive line is good, extremely good. I'm not going to say that they missed a beat with Kelsey retiring because it's only one game. And I said this in the preseason or in the summer that I didn't think that much about Green Bay's defensive line, nor their linebackers. So I don't know if it's an aberration or not, but once they got started, Saquon was just slicing and dicing, and Saquon is a special back. If it's somebody else doing that to Green Bay's defense, like Gus Edwards, maybe, or I don't know, a nondescript running back, right? Then I would definitely say, okay, well, Green Bay's defensive line is garbage. And what Saquon did was just because he's better and the offensive line of Philly's better. I honestly believe, and I said this in a group chat, like I said, Saquon could be in the running for MVP if he repeats a performance like that maybe 4 or 5 times this year. That's 18 or more touchdowns. 18 or more touchdowns. And the dude, he's not getting hit in the backfield all the time. Well, again, that field, in my opinion, was sloppy. So he got hit in the backfield a few times. But compared to what was going on in New York to now, Saquon looked like the Saquon Barkley that the Giants drafted. Mr. Murrah, I believe his name is Murrah, has had to be so mad last night after watching Hard Knocks. He said, I hope Saquon doesn't go to Philly. He goes to Philly. And he said he hopes Saquon doesn't do too well, but he loves the kid. Saquon started out on fire. Do you think he can continue? And is the offensive line going to be a big benefit for him to at least threaten to be in that MVP running?
You're getting the cart before the horse. It's only one performance. It's only one. Okay. You're getting the cart before the horse. Okay. He went off. Okay. Green Bay is not a good run defense. Okay. Philly has a very good offensive line. Combination of the two, combination of it being the first game, and a lot of these guys didn't play in the preseason or play limited snaps in the preseason, is a contributing factor. When they play in the second half and they're getting dog tired because they're not in completely football shape. Okay. But to me, okay, he had a really good performance. Really, really good. It's only one game.
Okay. So with only one game, and you feel as though, because you said it, Love will be back this year.
I said there's a possibility. I didn't say for sure.
I didn't say you said it was for sure. I said you feel like he'll be back this year. I didn't say you said it for sure. No one said that. See, there you go, messing with words again.
No, when you said
Can I finish my statement? So if he doesn't come back, or he has to sit out, like you said, maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks or so, I think longer. This is my opinion. Is Malik Willis the answer, or do they call Ryan Tannehill up? I mean, I don't trade for another quarterback like Mac Jones, even though Chris mentioned Mac Jones. But I'm like, that's a great idea, but then it hit me. You just paid Jordan Love. Why do you trade for Mac Jones for one season? But your thoughts, Mac Jones to the rescue. Several news outlets already talking about the best options. Mac Jones, Jimmy G, another good option. And clear throat, Zach Wilson. I don't think they want Zach Wilson, but I like Jimmy G because I'm looking at 1 year options. Jimmy G and Tannehill.
Let me put it this way. Come on, man. Really? Really? Been there, done that. More than once. More than one season, more than one team. I'm naming Mac Jones more than one season, Jimmy G more than multiple teams, and Zach Wilson multiple teams. Come on, man. Really? They're career backups. They're career backups. You can't put them in that offense and expect them to produce. They're a mistake waiting to happen. That's why they're backups now. That's why they're on this list. They're career backups. That's why he named them.
Well, no one's saying that they wouldn't be backups. But what I'm saying is, if Love is out for the year or a long period of time, and Malik Willis isn't the answer, he didn't look like it in those 2 plays. I get it; it was only 2 plays, but all preseason when he was with Tennessee, he didn't look like it. You get one of these guys for the year.
No.
And let Jordan Love rehab and come back next year.
No. They're career backups. They're the type. That's why they're on that list. Exactly. That's why they're on the list, because they're career backups. They're career backups.
JC, no one said they're not career backups. What I'm saying is
they're not even bridge quarterbacks. Both those quarterbacks, and it's been proven that they're a mistake waiting to happen. Every time in a crucial situation, those quarterbacks are a mistake waiting to happen, and it hasn't been disproven, because that's why they're on that list.
And whatever dude you got on TV was looking at you like, are you crazy? Because you keep moving and we keep saying some dude. It was perfect timing. It's perfect timing. Look at you like you're crazy. But the point is, these guys may be career backups. Mac Jones, Jimmy G, but Jimmy G took somebody to the Super Bowl, so I can't say that. And Ryan Tannehill. But they are players that can come in and not drop too far off of Love. Whereas you stick with Malik, I think you have a massive drop-off. Well, let's see what Tony says.
Malik
Tony says player development in NFL is absent. The league has been truly relying on talent and not development.
I have to disagree with that. You know why I disagree with that? Is because the head coach in Green Bay, the head coach in LA, the head coach in Minnesota, just to name a few, are head coaches that can develop a quarterback and put a quarterback in the best position to succeed in their offense. So I have to disagree with Tony, because player development, especially with certain teams, you can see how a certain coach is able to get the best out of their quarterback and put them in the best situations and benefit their team consistently, not just 1 year, year after year after year.
So answer Chris. Chris says, so should the Packers go for someone who knows how to back up a quarterback, or should they go for someone like me, you, or perhaps Colin Kaepernick?
No, let me put it this way. I think the best option, and this quarterback, I know people don't, he's the type of quarterback is the almost the perfect replacement if, and it's the big if, if Jordan Love doesn't come back anytime this year. He's a perfect replacement because of the temperament of the head coach and the temperament of the quarterback. And you mentioned it in your chat, and you mentioned it. It's not mentioned here. Ryan Tannehill.
So that's what I was saying.
You said Jimmy G. You said
No, I was reading what Chris wrote. I said Ryan Tannehill at the beginning of the show.
I said Ryan Tannehill. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying Ryan Tannehill.
I
Okay?
know, but when you were saying, well, you said Jimmy G, I said no. At the top of the show, I said Ryan Tannehill could be a possible person. But my question to you was, do they ride with Malik if it's just as you believe, not a long-term thing, or do they go out and they get someone like Ryan Tannehill and then Mac Jones and all that other stuff?
Okay. Tony disagrees with me. I don't. I disagree with him because I think Ryan Tannehill is the type of pliable quarterback that can adapt to what the head coach / offensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers wants to do. And he's a safe quarterback that won't make a lot of mistakes. All quarterbacks make mistakes. I think he's the safest quarterback that'll make the least amount of mistakes other than Jimmy G, other than Mac Jones, other than Malik Willis. I think he's above all three of those quarterbacks. He's the safest quarterback to grab if you need a quarterback replacement. Malik Willis is not the answer. Obviously, he's not the answer.
Well, and that's the thing. And I want to get into this because actually I don't want to say too much longer because we got to get to the games.
Tony, I got something for you. Tony.
Tony, I think he wants you to come on so we can talk some smack, or he wants to make a trade offer with you.
Look, I said it in the chat, and I'm going to say it again. I don't make offers or talk negotiations in a public chat. We talk.
No one said you were going to do it in the public.
Wait a minute. You just said talking a trade. That's on here. I don't do that.
Dude, all I was saying is he might be trying to get you to make a trade. I didn't say we were going to do it on here. There you go. I need you to reel it back a little bit. Reel it back. So he says, let's hear it. He says, let's hear it. Whatever you got from him, he says, let's hear it. Since you want to, be like that, go ahead.
I said it on the chat, and I'll say it again. I said it over and over again. I don't do.
That's fine, but he says, let's hear it. If it has nothing,
I don't care what he said. I don't care what he said.
No. If it has nothing to do with a trade, like you said, you don't talk about it. Which is fine. He's saying, let's hear it. Tony, you don't read.
Tony, I hear it. Tony, and I'm going to respond to that. Let's hear it. Well, this is what you're going to hear, Tony. I got to negotiate with you in a private chat.
In a private chat. It is about a trade.
About a trade.
Oh,
okay?
God.
That's what you want to hear. Oh, that's what you hear, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see?
I don't talk in private.
Oh
Wait a minute. The reason why I don't talk in private because I got a bunch of
public,
ears.
not in
I'm in public. I got a bunch of ears, and everybody's freaking stupid ass opinion about something. So if
he'll check it out. He said he's going to check it out.
Okay. When I get off this show, we'll talk. Let me put it that way.
Hey, Tony. I know what he's going to do. I'm not going to tell the world what he's going to do.
You have no idea.
But I know he's trying to shop somebody. I know he's been shopping that person since I gave him to
Tony. I'm going to tell you right now. He don't know. He has no clue. He thinks
Tony has a strong team. I don't know why you trying to trade with Tony. He has a strong team. I ain't going to lie. He did well for himself on the back end of that,
no problem,
of that draft. Like you were one pick ahead of him, but he got really, really better players. That was amazing. I was I hate him having those picks.
No problem.
But anyway,
No
Anyway,
problem.
here we go. So those were the two games. Both games, by the way, came down to the last drive. Is that a harbinger of what to expect this year? Thrilling games. And there are some really good games this upcoming Sunday.
Well, you know what? Let me say this. And you saw the early part of the Ravens and the Chiefs game. And I didn't know this until it came about several times. The offensive linemen are getting called for illegal procedure when they've been doing this for
Ever.
I don't know how many years. Now they have to now they have to toe the line, so to speak. They have to toe the line, so to speak. They got to be in line, or
Well,
they can't be back past somebody's belt line.
Yeah, you're right. But and the refs called a lot of those Friday and Thursday. But what I did notice, Kansas City only got that one time. But I saw their right tackle one jump like twice before the snap didn't get called, and he's lining up in the backfield. His foot is lined up with the guard's foot, but his helmet, because that's what we're talking about, the helmet has to be parallel to the center's waistline, right? But he's literally standing up. He's got his foot on the line, his inside foot on the line, and his back foot and hips and everything already at an angle back up. They didn't get called. But on the first drive, Baltimore got called 3 times.
Well, let me ask you something. What part of the line was that? What part of was Kansas City that you were talking about? What lineman was that?
The right tackle. That's what I said.
Okay. So my question is this, and I'm not. I should say this. Most tackles are bigger guy than guards. So when they put their foot back, it's because they got a longer. They're bigger. So when they put their foot back, they're bigger. Okay. So their overall length, height, and leg size may be longer than a guard. So when you say that, it don't make any sense. No, of course you say it don't make any sense. But if the guy's bigger, most tackles, that's why I asked you. Most tackles are bigger guys, left or right, than the guards.
So
most of them.
No, I get that. I coach football and all that other stuff, but that doesn't mean they stand up. They are supposed to lean forward and have the helmet line up with parallel to the waistline of the center, not the waistline of the guard. And the right tackle for Kansas City was consistently lined up on the waistline of the guard. His foot was on the line and in line, but he was routinely in a, I don't know. So if this is 90 degrees, he was like this.
Okay.
Right?
He had to be close enough.
But he needed to be more 45.
Okay.
But he wasn't 45. And this is where you get the call at. They're going off of the angle of that tackle. So it don't matter where his foot is. His foot can be back to Timbuktu. But if his front isn't 45 degrees, as opposed to, what is that, 85, 80, or 90, he's getting flagged. And that's what was happening. So when Kansas City didn't get those calls, but Baltimore kept getting them time after time after time, like Tony said, hometown refereeing is always present. But I'm just going to say it is what it is. We'll see what happens. It's a point of emphasis. We are expecting these beasts to be able to recognize. The NFL apparently is. They are. Because if you're supposed to be at the waistline of the center, Chris, you have to be hunched over, leaning in at least. And that's at least a 45-degree angle, unless you have a very big and long center. You're going to have to be close to 45 degrees. Close. All right. If they went to class, if they went to class in college, it's not hard to know 45 degrees. And Tony, it looks like JT is up here figuring out a trade the way his face looking. His face looking like, oh boy, I'm about to send you something. So that means I'm not going to be able to get him to focus on these games we're about to talk about because he's trying to make a deal with you. But we'll see. Let's go to the first game. Are you ready, JT?
I'm ready whenever you are. I'm just waiting.
I'm ready now. So first of all, let's talk about the first game up.
Okay.
Pittsburgh goes to Atlanta, and we've already got a controversy. Is Russ playing with his tweaked hamstring because he's questionable?
Nope.
Or will your boy get a start?
Why is it got to be my boy? Why is it got to be my boy?
Because you picked him up.
Okay. I picked him up. Okay. And maybe that was smart of me. How's that?
I mean, I didn't say it wasn't. That's why I just said your boy. Because I got Russ as my backup, but you got Justin as a backup as well. But let's talk about that game. Tony says Atlanta wins by 10. Let's look at it. If Justin Fields is in the game, does the game plan change for Atlanta? Absolutely. I mean, for Pittsburgh. Absolutely. I say it does. I think they allow him to run more, become more of a – if you saw what Baltimore did with Lamar Jackson with the power QB runs, I think you see that with Justin because, one, who's the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh that's going back to Atlanta? Arthur Smith. How does this hurt the rest of the team? Well, Mr. Pickens, I don't know how many balls he's going to get. I'll be honest with you. The other side is, oh my gosh, is it Jefferson? Is it Van Jefferson? I believe is the number 2 receiver. So if that's the case, oh my gosh. Oh, he said, Chris says, first tie of the season 7-7. Fields will be returning punts. My boy Descartes. Hey, listen. My boy Descartes has Market Mob Productions coming back out. Market Mob Productions. It's an entertainment company coming back out. He says Pittsburgh has a better chance to win with Fields. I don't know about that. But how does that change what Atlanta does on defense? I don't think it changes their defense at all because I think their defense is going to surprise a lot of people. I'm not going to go too in depth because I want JT to talk. I got you, Descartes. But I think Atlanta wins not by 10. Pittsburgh defense is pretty daggone good. They probably win by a field goal to a touchdown, but not by 10. JT, your thoughts?
I like Atlanta to win this game. Atlanta's playing at home. New offensive coordinator, new quarterbacks in that offense. I think that's going to be a problem. I like Atlanta to win this. I know they got a new quarterback. I know they got a new head coach, but the talent on Atlanta, to me, is better than the overall talent is better on the Falcons than it is on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Agreed 110%. But Fields or
it won't make a difference.
It won't make a difference?
It won't make a difference. Well, let me put it this way. You got the type of quarterback as in Jimmy G or Mac Jones that Fields is a turnover waiting to happen. I mean, he can make some wow plays, but those wow plays can turn into plays because the fact is that's the type of quarterback he is. He gives you wow plays, give you high caliber plays, and then the spectrum is so wide that the bottom part of his game is going to offset the top part of his game.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about Arizona Buffalo. Now, some people are still thinking Buffalo's going to win the daggone division. I don't think so. Arizona is one of those teams that might be sneaky. There might be that sneaky link people trying to get with, because Marvin Harrison Jr. might just expose that that Buffalo secondary. It's in Buffalo. To me, that makes a difference. Weather isn't a factor now, but the crowd does make a difference. And what I think is going to happen here is, I love Kyler. Everybody knows I love Kyler. I think Kyler's going to have a very good game. I think he's going to hit Marvin Harrison Jr. for maybe $150. I'll be honest with you, especially without Milano back there. I think Buffalo wins, but it's close. Tony says Buffalo by 3. Murray is still the QB in Arizona. I don't care about that second part, but I say Buffalo wins by 3, just like Tony. And what you got, JT?
I like Buffalo in this game. They're playing at home. Colin Murray with the new wide receiver. That's making his debut. I think he's going to rely on that wide receiver, but I think that the Buffalo Bills are a better team and equipped to win at home and prove everybody wrong about they don't have any wide receivers, or I think they're. Let me put it this way: I think Buffalo has fallen off. Good luck with Josh Allen, but I think Buffalo has fallen off, and not to the extent a lot of people are thinking. I think their offensive coordinator is going to get the best out of the wide receivers that they have. I think they're going to rely on a run more, and I think Buffalo wins the game. Arizona's defense hasn't stepped up yet.
Agreed. On to the next game. Chicago opens up hosting Tennessee. Now, here's the thing. Tennessee's another sneaky link. The problem I see here is Hopkins is playing on a strained hamstring. That's a problem for me. That's a problem for me because I already know Calvin Ridley's going to be the number 1 guy. Got it. But without a surefire number 2, I like the kid that has like the hyphenated last Humphrey something, but he don't put the fear of nobody in my heart.
Who?
The Humphrey something another receiver that will get more play because I think Hopkins is going to be limited with the hamstring. He said he's going to play through it, but I don't think he should. That's just me. Chicago is one of those special teams. If Ladarius Sneed can lock down DJ Moore, that means, to me, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, and DeAndre Swift are going to have very good games because Tennessee's defense is not bad. And if your boy, Will Levis, is on one, we'll see. But I got to pick Chicago because I think Chicago just has way too much firepower.
I'm curious to see this. We got a second-year quarterback that likes to push the ball down the field with 2 wide receivers that like to get downfield. Let me put it that way. And Tennessee's pass defense was absolutely horrible last year. Worked the worst in the league. So can Caleb Williams get the ball to his 3 wide receivers, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, and light up Tennessee? They're playing at home. Rookie debut. Is it going to be rookie mistakes, or is he going to be playing like a not a seasoned veteran, but a capable rookie quarterback? This game to me is going to be tough to call. I think the over-under is 45. I think Chicago's favored by almost 5 points. Oh, God. I hate to do this, You know what? I'm calling it for the first game of the season. I like Tennessee in this game.
Woo! Now, Tony, you ain't coming on now because I'm not going to allow you to say that crap. I am not going to allow you to say that crap. So you stand in the green room because as soon as you say something that you know you ain't supposed to say, bye bye. Anyway, that's a bold prediction, Cotton. You want to put something on it, or you going with your convictions?
I'm saying Tennessee wins. Tennessee wins the game outright. I think it's a closer game than most people are going to think of this because they got so many weapons. But Will Levis has so many weapons too. So we'll see who's got the better defense because that's what I think it's going to come down to. One of these teams with the better defense. And I got to go with Tennessee. I got to go with Tennessee. Something tells me in this game that every year there's a game or games, several games that people hype because of look who they have on paper. Well, I see who they have on paper on both sides. I like the other part of it, the visitor over the hometown team.
Wow. Now, Tony, I'm gonna let you on, but I got the button ready to click you off if you go off the rails. You got yourself muted.
What do you mean go off the rails?
You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Because I don't want to talk about Big Blue in Texas right now. So
Yeah.
don't bring nothing up. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Like what Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, don't start no mess, won't be no mess. Don't start no mess, won't be no mess. That ain't the word they use.
Mess starts with an M, and so does Barry and Mayfield. So
see, I knew he was going to do it. I knew he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself. But I'm bringing it back on. All right. So your thoughts, well, you already shared your thoughts about Chicago and Tennessee. So let's go to Chris's second team. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. When T. Higgins went to doubtful, and they already said that Chase is going to play sparingly, JT made a move that made me think, oh boy, the Patriots might just win this game. Patriots in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is, hey, Chris, I love you, bro. Wait a minute, what does it say? I need to find a YouTube video of Vic and his boy band singing that song. Whatever, dude. Bengals by 24. I don't think they win it by 24. Not by a long shot. I think with Jamar Chase playing sparingly and T. Higgins probably not playing, this became a more competitive game. Jacoby Brissett, I don't know.
Tony, holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Why we gotta holler at the boy? Why are we hollering at you, JT? Let me make my pick first. I'm gonna try Cincinnati. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Go ahead. You talking about that receiver?
What I'm saying is this. I think you're right about this. I think it's going to be – New England had one of the better defenses in the league. And Joe Burrow is losing his weapons. He's losing his weapons. Okay? It's up in the air. Jamar Chase is going to play or not. If I was Jamar Chase and I'm in the contract negotiations, would I jump on the field with the possibility of getting hurt and not being able to get that bag that he's looking for? I don't think so. Okay. So to me, he hasn't been in all camp. He was in the last 2 or 3 days just to tease the Bengals. But it's up to him, a game time decision. Come on, man. Can you take that chance and possibly risk getting hurt Come on, man. Both these players, his quarterback and Chase, when they're on the field, they're a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
But the fact of it is they're not on the field that much because either he's hurt, meaning Lamar Chase, or Joe Burrow's hurt. One or the
Jamar,
other.
not Lamar. Jamar.
Joe Burrow's hurt. So I don't know. I don't know if I take that chance. One way or the other. If he comes on the field, fine. Okay. If he doesn't, oh well. You got to make. I know who I like, but I'm just saying. I know
Who you picking?
I'm picking. You know what? You know what?
Are you doing another upset?
I'm going all in. Let me put it this way. I'll preface it like this. If Lamar Chase doesn't play,
he's gonna play.
Okay. Look, you dealt in ifs in the beginning of your show.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going with an if right now. If Jamar Chase does not play, New England makes this a closer game. They got a good defense, and Joe Burrow's got to throw to somebody, and he won't have T. Higgins. He may not have Jamar Chase or a limited Jamar Chase. Okay. I don't think too much of the running game. I really don't think too much of the running game. So I'm picking New England to win this game. New England.
Woo, Tony, what you got?
Yeah, this game gonna come down to special teams because, like you said, neither team is prepared to start the season. And the last time a player in his rookie deal tried to maneuver in order to get their money, we saw what happened. Is basically Ezekiel Elliott had a dramatic drop off the next 2 years, traded away, and he came back. So, especially as a receiver, you need the quarterback to get you the ball. So, if I'm him, I get it. You know, you want to get your money that way, you secure your future, whatever. But you're also hurting your money by not, like they said in the NFL, the best ability in the NFL is the availability. And if he's not available, even though he's under contract, it's not going to help Joe Burrow or that team. So this game could come down to whoever can punt the best and kick field goals the best. And at this rate, you would think Cincinnati has the edge there. So I mean, and like somebody said in the comment, this could be one of those games that end up in a tie, just because.
I don't think it's a high scoring game. I really don't.
Yeah, it'd be like I would go as far as saying if the score got to 9-6, I'd be surprised. They shouldn't even play this on Sunday. They should have played this on Friday, behind like Dunbar playing or something. That way it could have.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that because that means all eyes would have been on it, and I don't think it was a good game to watch. I don't know if it's going to be a good game or not. I don't think it's going to be.
No, I think they're both of those teams are in the world of hurt as they're trying to rebuild. But yeah, I mean, like Jerry said, this would be an upset by picking New England. But yeah, I'd pick New England based on they probably play the field position, and I think their defense is a little bit better than Cincinnati's is.
Well, here's another game. The only game where Mr. Richardson threw 2 touchdowns in Houston and Indianapolis was last year for Houston. And Will Richardson, this technically is his rookie year, so to speak. Will he make the mistakes of a rookie after watching Gardner Minshew all season last year? It's in Indy. Richardson's favorite target, which is not Pittman, Downings, is out. He was ruled out. Does that mean it's going to be a heavier dose of Mr. Taylor? Will Richardson run the ball more? Possibly get hurt again? I think Houston is going to use all the weapons they got and just beat the boo-boo out of Indy. JT?
Well, let me put it this way. I, as a former fan of one of these teams, I think I know this division pretty well. They always play each other tight, especially when the Indianapolis Colts are home and the Houston Texans are visiting. It's a division game. It's a rivalry game. It's a second quarterback season. Second season of both quarterbacks. Okay, one played, one got hurt. I do not trust this Colts quarterback. I don't trust him. He's a hell of a runner, but as a thrower of the football, he's just another version of number 8 out of Baltimore, in my opinion. He's another version of number 8. He's a good runner, but he's not a very accurate thrower of the football. I like the Houston Texans to win this game.
Tony has done it again. What you got?
Yeah, Houston's got too many weapons. I mean, the problem with Houston, like you said, is Stroud has too many options of where he can go with the ball. And like you said, Indy is in one of those years. They still don't know what they got at quarterback, even though they drafted the kid. They don't know what they got at quarterback. Some of his best weapons are going to be out of the game. Indy's defense is not what it's been in the previous years. And like I said, Houston's coming off basically probably their best season this decade. So, yeah, I don't see it being by half. I say by halftime, this game is pretty much over because they're probably going to score in their first 4 possessions and the game be over. So I got Houston winning big.
Okay. The battle of Florida, Jacksonville and Miami. Look, I'm gonna say Dolphins all day. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, JT.
I don't trust. This is another quarterback I don't trust. Okay. In Jacksonville, I don't trust him. What version of play are you going to get from Trevor Lawrence? What level of play are you going to get to Trevor Lawrence? Okay. He can kill you with one play, and the next play he can kill the team. That's the type of quarterback he's been. He helps his team in one play. The next play he hurts his team. He's been very inconsistent. Now he's playing on the road against a high-scoring team in Miami that can score in the air and on the ground. I like the Miami Dolphins to win comfortably in this game.
Tony?
Yeah,
Chris has a question for you as well.
Yeah, I think Dolphins will win big, but I also think the Dolphins, again, like most, when you pay your players, they don't come out as strong as they should. I think they'll struggle. Tua will struggle, not necessarily the team, but yeah, I don't see the Dolphins having a problem getting past week 1.
All right, well, here we go. Chris says 47-42. Oh my gosh, that's one hell of a game. That's one hell of a game, 47-42. Well, speaking of ugly, will this be an ugly game or will this be a surprise game? I can't wait to hear what Jerry has to say. Carolina goes to New Orleans. Now, here's the odd thing. Odd as I don't know what. None of the starters for the Carolina Panthers played a down until the last preseason game. But the quarterback didn't play one down at all in the preseason. And you come in first week and you play the Saints, Mr. Young. I don't care if you got Washington. I don't care if you got Adam Thielen. You don't got Brooks. You got to rely on Miles and Chuba and a sketchy offensive line. I got New Orleans in a womp. JT.
Improved offensive line in Carolina. Looks like Cooper Hubbard's going to be the main guy. They're going to be running the football a lot. A new offensive weapon in Deontay Johnson. This is another one. And I forgot to mention this guy when I talked about coaches that are able to coach quarterbacks. The head coach of the Carolina Panthers is a very good head coach to coach quarterbacks. So I'm expecting better results from Bryce Young, but this is a division game. They're playing in New Orleans with a offense that know each and every one of their parts, with a new offensive coordinator in Kubiak. I like the better offense, the home team, than I like the Carolina Panthers. I think Saints win this game.
Tony.
Did Kyler Murray grow to 6 feet tall? Oh, not Kyler Murray. No, my bad. I'm talking about Jones. My fault. Oh, the guy. They look the same.
You know what I'm about to do? You know what I'm about to do, right, Tony?
They look
You know what I'm about to do, right?
but Joe, their quarterback.
You're a habitual line stepper.
You almost lost me the day I caught it.
I caught it.
If he
I'm being respectful.
Either way, Bryce Jones, whatever his name is, he ain't grown to 6 feet tall. So yeah, I don't expect much growth from that offense.
Bryce Young, bro.
Whatever his name. Either way, the Alabama dude that ain't quarterback since Joe Namath, they ain't gonna do much. So
okay.
Yeah, Carolina might surprise a lot of people and go 0-17, but yeah, I don't see them making this any type. Even though it's a rivalry divisional game, yeah, I see the Saints, tearing them up in this one.
All right, next game, Minnesota at the Giants.
Kyler Murray sucks.
Oh, holla at your boy, Tony.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, come on, man. What are you doing? Come on, stop.
Now, I told him he's a habitual line stepper.
God, you're like a petulant child, man. Come on.
I know he is.
Come on.
I know
no,
he is.
you don't
silence.
cut off. You don't
Silence. Let's go to the next game.
Listen to you.
The next game is Minnesota and the Giants. Like I said, this is an interesting game. Can Sam Darnold actually win in New York? The line went from Minnesota being dogs to them being favorites. I don't know what's going to happen with Mr. Jones, but everybody's thinking Malik Neighbors is going to have a very good game. I don't think so. Jones isn't going to get him the ball. I don't even think when they put Tyrod Taylor in. No, Tyrod's not the backup. Tyrod went somewhere else. When they put in Drew Luck might not get him the ball. There was a reason why Neighbors said prior to the draft, he didn't want to go to the Giants. Guess who drafted him? The Giants. I think Minnesota's defense is better. The best thing that's going to be on the field, in my opinion. Now, the Giants got some monsters up front now on the defensive side, but I'm still worried about that offense. So I got to go with Minnesota on this one. Go ahead, JT.
I agree with you, Tony. I agree with you, what you just said.
He didn't say anything.
Well, you obviously weren't paying attention, but that's okay. He said something in private chat.
Yes. How can you see the private chat? How can you see it?
Hey, man, let's talk about the game, people.
He must have sent you a private message.
No. Who cares? I'm just saying, I agree with you, Tony. Okay.
Well, just go on.
And the fact is this: I've never liked the Giants with Daniel Jones. And I'll repeat what somebody said. They chose Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. That's got to be one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen from a professional team. They pay their quarterback who ain't worth the amount of money that printed over a star running back. Obviously, the star running back, when he gets some help, can show up and show out, but they decided to go with the quarterback. Maybe that had to do with it. But I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Because everybody in the NFL, except for the Giants, think Daniel Jones is the quarterback. That's why they decided to pay him and not pay or keep Saquon Barkley. Come on, and they're suffering. They're suffering for that. I like the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. And yes, Sam Darnold is on a team that for a coach that can coach a quarterback to be in the right position to win games. I love Minnesota to beat the Giants in this game.
Tony, why are you sending private messages instead of just sending them in the group message? I mean, the regular group message.
That's what's on the thing, man. I hit chat, and that's what's on there.
It got to be that Michigan education. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
next
Sam
game.
Darnold going to win because they got the better team. And like you said, the Bears or the Giants are just, they're worse than most college teams. So
Yeah, I mean, they did something to try to get their offensive line in order, but they haven't done enough.
no, like I said, like most teams, they should have stuck with Barkley and been like, all right, we'll find another quarterback to make this offense work. But yeah, it's a disaster in New York.
It is, man. Complete disaster. But let's go to a game that I believe is going to be better than most because Harbaugh, he wins. The Raiders and the Chargers. I think we're going to see a lot of J.K. Dobbins, a lot of Gus Edwards, and they're not going to put Justin Herbert in harm's way. Ladd McConkey, Palmer, tight end Farham. I think you'll see a lot of them, but I think, just me, I think Herbert throws 25 passes or less. 25 passes or less. The Raiders are going to play smash mouth. The Raiders are going to do their thing. They don't want Gardner Minshew to get him in trouble, but they want to win the game. I like the Raiders to win the game, but I would not be surprised if the Chargers win, but I'm picking the Raiders. Go ahead, JT.
Another division game. This is going to be an interesting. Okay. Two conservative coaches in the Raiders and Harbaugh. Two conservative coaches that want to run the football. I think this is a relatively low scoring game. The Chargers have allowed less than 17 fantasy points against Justin Herbert. Against quarterbacks. Let me put it that way. The quarterbacks, for the most part, haven't lit them up when they played, whoever they played. Division game, usually pretty tight games. I'm going out on a limb again. This limb is pretty heavy. I'm going with the Chargers to win this game.
Tony.
Yeah, the Chargers are not necessarily rebuilding, but you bring in a whole new staff. Herbert hadn't played much in the preseason. The Raiders got Gardner Minshew. That's not saying much. Davis can't do it. Oh, not Davis. What's his name? Adams can't do it by himself on offense. Plus, they traded away Josh Jacobs. So I'm not expecting a lot out of their offense, although they did get the kid, Brock Bowers. So, Minshew can do the dump down game versus anything deep. But yeah, I'm like JT. I think the Chargers are going to come out and surprise a lot of people. Plus, Harbaugh pretty much wins everywhere he goes, so they're expecting to make some noise this year. So I got the Chargers.
Of course, you're being a big blue homer. Of course.
What the Raiders got?
Well, I like Brock Bowers. I like Zamir White. I like Jacoby Myers. I like Mike Mayers.
So who's going to get them the ball?
Gardner's going to get him the ball.
Have you seen him on the play?
Yeah.
He
got the Colts to the playoffs.
You don't like this comment.
He got the Colts to the playoffs.
I got Bosa and I got Mack, who had double-digit sacks last year. Okay?
Yeah. Minshew's about as good as Murray is.
You on thin ice there, buddy.
And using the excuse that he got the Colts to the playoffs, that's not saying much. Anybody in that division can get to the playoffs. The AFC South is a toss-up every year.
Yep.
Well,
maybe this year, but I think Houston's got a wrap on it this year. But in previous years, the year that he went to playoffs, yeah, that you can go 4-13 and win that division. Matter of fact, Kyler Murray might be an MVP if he was in that division.
You know what?
Oh! Oh,
He
come
gone
on, man.
again.
Stop.
He gone again.
Stop.
He gone again.
Oh,
Tony will not be making a return
God.
to the
Come
show
on, man.
today.
Come on.
Nah.
Are we in kindergarten or what?
Yes, because he keeps doing that.
Oh,
Now, let's move on.
that's all right. You sound like
Denver and
somebody else and
Seattle.
blame it on somebody else, but that's okay.
I said Denver and Seattle. That's what we're talking about. And he's up here moving around and whatnot. He mad because Michigan losing. And, I understand. Oh, Chris, you lucky. I ain't gonna even put that up, Chris. But anyway, this one has upset written over it as well. Denver, I'm gonna call it. Denver upset Seattle. I like Bo Nix. I do. Something's telling me this kid is going to be something special this year. And I don't know what it is. I love Seattle's offense, but I don't like Geno. I don't like Geno.
That's obvious.
I mean, hey, I was right about him last year. He regressed. I don't know what he's going to do this year. But we'll see. If he doesn't find Jackson Smith and Jigba a lot and relies on Tyler Lockett and DK only, it's going to be a long season. But I'm going to pick Denver in an upset. Go ahead, JT.
Denver's offense is not. Denver's offense is not that strong. They're starting a rookie quarterback on the road against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Really? And you're going to pick the Denver Broncos, whose offense absolutely stunk, to improve that much against the Seattle Seahawks playing them Seattle at home? I don't think so. I like the Seattle Seahawks in this game.
Go ahead, Mr. Tony. And as soon as you say something wrong, soon as the words come out.
Well, like
Just don't take it. I'll tell you this, Tony. Just don't take the pacifier out of his mouth. Yeah. Otherwise, he's gonna cut you off.
I'm gonna cut you off too. Keep talking.
He's got a lot of experience. I think Bo Nix is like 27, so he's got a lot of experience in the college game. But the problem with his offenses that he ran, they were so wide open that the likelihood of him succeeding in NFL, especially with a Sean Payton offense, is limited. And again, they don't got many weapons. He's gonna be running for. You thought Russell was running for his life last year. He gonna be scrambling for his life. And the defense, like you said, they trade away all their best players. I mean, they just re-signed Surtain, but that doesn't help the fact you still got to have some people up front to do some stuff. So, yeah, I don't see Denver going up to Seattle, even if Geno is a quarterback. I don't see Denver going up to Seattle and coming out with a victory. So, yeah, I got Denver winning by 10. Seattle winning by 10.
Okay. Next game, Dallas at Cleveland. Now, CeeDee Lamb got his money. Michael Parsons has not. Dak has not. CeeDee Lamb is on the commissioner's exempt list so he can get himself in shape. That is not a good sign to me. Not at all. Zeke is back at tailback. Rico Dowdy is going to be returning kicks. They bring in Cook, put him on a practice squad so he can get in shape. They lose their defensive coordinator, along with the assistant defensive coordinator. I'm not sure what this Dallas defense is going to look like. I'm not sure. Cleveland. It all depends on Mr.
Watson.
Oh, I know. I was. That's the sign for Watson. They've even said it in the media. This is his make or break year. He counts, I believe, $70 million against the cap this year and $70 million next year. Insane. If he can keep the ball level and run a little bit, because Dante Foreman's a good runner. He's a very good runner. But him and Ford together are a thunder and lightning type package. But again, I don't know what Dallas's defense is going to look like. Originally, I called for Dallas to win this game all summer long when we did predictions. I'm going to switch it up. I've got Cleveland winning this game. It's at home. That's the difference. I got the Browns winning. Go ahead, JT.
Cleveland plays better at home. They play like lights out at home. I mean, it's night and day. The defense plays on the road and at home. You got Dak Prescott going up against that defense and that pass rush and those back end DBs. I got to go with Cleveland. And it's not a homer pick. I just think that Cleveland's a better team, and Dallas has got too many question marks.
Tony.
And I agree. He's 20-something years old. You don't think he knows that this is a make or break year? I'm talking about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, this is one of those toss-up games. Like you said, the question it comes down to Cleveland's defense versus Dallas's offense. And I think without Nick Chubb in the lineup, like you said, they're gonna rely on Watson a lot more. If CeeDee Lamb's not gonna play, then yeah, you have to lean
Now
towards.
he's playing, but they had an exemption for him, so he didn't count versus the 53-man roster.
That's
Yeah.
all.
When they bring him up, they got to cut somebody or put him on the practice squad.
Yeah, but Dallas's running game is gonna be basically what's the guy's name? Prescott running because Elliott's not gonna do much. And then, like you said, the other kid's gonna be running back punt, so they're not gonna wear him down as much. And they may, like you said, they may bring Cook up for the game, but I doubt he'd be ready for game one. So I would lean, like you said, like y'all said, I would lean towards Cleveland because they're at home and the defense plays better at home. But it might be a little bit closer than the experts expect.
Okay, let's move on to Washington at Tampa.
This ain't no pick.
Huh?
Why are you even picking this game?
I have to because I'm a professional journalist.
You're not a professional journalist, but go ahead.
Unlike you, I actually did this for a living.
What you did?
I'm only what? What's today? Today's the 7th. I'm only 10 days retired. I ain't lose my thing.
But most people, when they retire, like that last, 4 months of their military career, they're not working. So
I mean,
you ain't done it.
Say I wasn't that guy either. But
you ain't done it for at least 6 months. But we'll go with that.
Yes, exactly.
But I did it for 20 years, so I didn't lose it. But Washington at Tampa. Now look, last year, a young rookie destroyed Tampa Bay's secondary and destroyed Tampa Bay. CJ Stroud. I'm not saying that my guy, Jaden Daniels, is CJ Stroud. I'm not saying the team is on the same level as Houston from last year. But I will say this. If Washington can fix their secondary, they're a very, very formidable team. Unfortunately, I don't believe they're going to be good enough to beat Tampa Bay. I got my Jahad Dotson yellow and burgundy jersey on. I know Jahad plays for the Eagles now. But is he taking us to his bathroom? What the hell? Don't be taking no crap while we... Oh, you're in the car? I thought that was a toilet, bro. I thought that was
Talk about putting your foot in your mouth. Come on, man. Come on, stop.
You're trying to feed the dog, man. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly.
I get the dog food.
Get the dog food, okay.
God.
Anyway, I got Tampa Bay beating Washington. Not by 10 like Chris says.
And I'm listening. It's going to be 100 degrees in Tampa. Baker is gone, and the Bucks are going to cook the Commanders Bucks by 10. 10.
You agree with Chris, I see.
I agree. Let me put it this way: this game, the Bucks are not good. If I'm not mistaken, they're not a good pass defense. Is not that good, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Jaden Daniels will be good for fantasy, but that's the only thing I think the Washington Commanders is going to be good at. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. Otherwise than that, I think the Bucks walk away with an easy win.
It's going to be De'Ami Brown, actually. That's his favorite target. I don't know why, but it is. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, Washington's still rebuilding, and Tampa Bay is living off of their Super Bowl wins. So, like, if you look at Tampa Bay's roster, it literally, minus like maybe 4 or 5 people, it's pretty much the same roster that went to Super Bowl 3 years ago. So, yeah, Tampa Bay will win this game. I expect and hope that Washington's offense can make some adjustments. Like I told you when we drafted Jahad Dawson, he'd be a trade within 2 years. So you can go back and look at the tape and tell you I was right.
He ain't going no way. We good. Go ahead.
Jahad Dawson gone. They already.
Oh, you mean Jahad? Okay.
That's it. I told you that 2 years ago when we drafted him, we'll be trading him within the first 2 years.
Yep.
Because again, you can't name me a Penn State receiver that's been a quality receiver in the NFL since I don't know, Joe Reverses. So yeah, I would never draft. But either way, Washington have got a chance, especially down in Tampa. So yeah, I expect Tampa to win big on this one.
All right, let's go into the next game. The Rams and the Lions. This game, I think, is going to be fireworks. I really think it's going to be fireworks. Why do you tell the world that your starting running back will be returning kickoffs? I have no idea. None. But that tells me Blake Corum is going to have a significant role in the offense. Cooper Kupp's healthy. Is Puka Nacua for real? Is that 6th-round draft pick wide receiver just a machine like Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua were? The Rams can draft receivers. That's for sure. But have they found an answer for Aaron Donald? They trade away Ernest Jones, the fourth, just before the beginning of the season, which was their best linebacker, to Tennessee. Don't know why, but it happened. The Lions, some people are picking the Lions to go to and win the Super Bowl.
Next victim for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Quite possibly, but they beat them in the regular season last year. We'll see.
With a worse team.
But this game is going to be awesome. Next week, I get to see the Rams live. The week after that, I get to see the Lions live. The week after that, I get to see the Commanders live. I have a better understanding of the teams when I see them live. But for this game, oh, buddy. If it weren't playing the same time as the Commanders game, I would be glued to it. I got to go with the Lions, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams pull an upset. But I'm going with the Lions. Go ahead, JT.
It's called YouTube TV if you wanted to watch them both.
Not while you're in the stadium.
Yeah, you can. It's called Wi-Fi.
I think they block it. I'll find out.
Anyway, 2 quarterbacks visiting their old teams or playing against their old teams. One quarterback playing at home, I think, has a better team than the one that's visiting. I like the Lions.
Go ahead, Tony, because I see JT keep sending you trade offers, so he's looking stuff over, and I know you getting it. I know you getting them too. Go ahead.
I ain't got no trade offers yet. I'm still waiting.
No, it's sitting out there, my brother.
I told you.
It's sitting out there.
I know JT. See, I know JT's faces. I know his face is like the back of my hand.
It's sitting out there, brother.
All right, Tony, what you got on this game? Because we only got one more game left.
Yeah, Detroit probably wins big because it's them coming. The Rams coming to town. Yeah, that's cool and all, but I don't think, like you said, they got enough weapons. And if they're leaning on nothing against Blake Corum, but if they're leaning on a rookie running back to help lead this offense, I mean, they got the weapons outside, but if he's their running back, yeah. I think Detroit. I don't have Detroit winning the Super Bowl or getting to the Super Bowl because I don't think they can get past Philadelphia, San Fran. But yeah, they'll probably win this one.
Okay. Last game happens to be the New York Jets traveling to San Francisco. San Francisco realized they needed Trent Williams, so they made it happen. Everybody's under contract except next year when Brock Purdy has got to get paid. Somebody's going to have to go. I'm thinking it's going to be Debo. Just my thoughts. Him and I don't think Warner's going anywhere. And Bosa, they love Bosa, so I don't know. But I would have picked the Jets had Trent Williams not been in the fold. CMC says he's going to take his normal share of carries. With Elijah Mitchell out for the first 4 games on IR, Mr. Mason looks to get a couple touches. But it's at home. If this was in New York, I don't know if I'd pick the 49ers. I don't know. But because it's at home, I'm going to go with the 49ers. Sauce is going to lock up. Unfortunately, I think he's going to lock up Mr. Garrett Wilson. Or at least that's going to be a very good battle. JT.
I like the 49ers to win this game. It's the key. I think it's going to be a running game. I really believe that. I don't think anybody's going to be throwing a lot in the air. I think it's going to be relying on their star running backs, Breece Hall and CMC. If CMC plays and doesn't have a recurring injury, that's a problem. I think that's how they're going to roll. Because that defense is nasty compared to San Francisco. It's on par, the Jets defense, and Brock Purdy doesn't do well with pressure. So I like the San Francisco 49ers to win this. Tony, you there?
He's here.
Yeah. What you got?
It's your turn.
Yeah, season opener. I suspect San Fran win big. I don't think. I mean, like you said, with everybody getting paid and things like that, I think San Fran will pretty much just romp them. So they want to get off the right start. Plus, they got to keep up with the Eagles. So yeah, I got San Fran winning big.
Okay. Well, we come to the part of the show where our other co-host would normally be on to talk about his teasers. He sent them to me, and I'm going to do them. So let's get ready for Q's teasers. Well, the melodic music tells you how this is going to be. He has Jacksonville, Miami, over 42. He has Cincinnati. This was before T. Higgins downgrade and possibly Chase not playing as much, but giving Cincinnati the 1.5 spread. He has Tennessee, Chicago, over 38.5. He has Arizona with the 12.5. He also has the Raiders with the 10.5. And finally, he has the Washington Commanders, Tampa Bay Buccaneers game over 36. And that has been Q's teasers. All right. With that being said, JT, what do you have planned for the For No Reason tomorrow?
For no reason. First week of fantasy football, first week of the football season, where the rest of the games are going to be played except for Monday night. I'm going to be talking about starts, sits, and sleepers for the first week of fantasy football. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Okay?
Okay. All right. I'll be at a game. tailgating. But we shall see. Tony.
Holla at your boy.
I'll go online and look for him, JT.
Okay.
Nah, he's
up on my phone.
into this game. He is so into the game. As Chris says, here to a great season. You got anything you want to share that is for this week's games before we go, Tony?
No. Yeah, I think we wrapped up this week pretty well. So,
all right.
It'll be a long day. I have to recover after this. 31.
I know 31-6 and ain't even over yet.
Yeah, got a whole quarter left, so we'll see.
Yeah. Go ahead and get your scotch out now. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, next week we're going to preview week 2 in the NFL. We'll also talk about the Thursday night game, which happens to be the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills. First Thursday night game of the season, I believe. Is it already? No. They don't got Thursday night games yet. Not yet.
Thursday. The first one was last Thursday, 2 days ago, and then there's one next week.
I thought it was going to be like week 5 they start Thursday night games, but okay.
Buffalo, right. Yeah, they got Thursday night this week.
Okay, so Miami at Buffalo. Interesting game, good game. We'll see what happens. With that being said, I appreciate everybody coming out, and you know what it is.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not